Here's a game. Ossia Dranastis. That's I was thinking of trying a Catalan opening. Since I did that series on the Catalan, let's see if we can get to it. Okay, yes, he plays the Queen's Gambit declined, the normal variation. But here he goes with Stonewall defense with F5. So, well, G3 is still a move here, but this is no longer a Catalan or anything like it. Let's just develop. Okay, so he's defending the center with that pawn and stopping my check. So I'm going to go ahead and take here. Try and loosen up the center a little bit. It's still going to be a very solid structure there. Okay, so he decided to go with the open E file. Let's see, I can bring my bishop out here and trade it off for that knight. Get rid of that knight before it hops into the E4 square. There's no hurry to take it at the moment. So I have the, because it's pinned, I have the E5 square to work with. If I could get my knight, the other knight, to coordinate with this knight on E5, but where would I have to get to? This square takes 4 moves to get to that square. This square is not available, and that square is not available. Yeah, so not so easy to do. Well, this move could start me on my journey towards D3. But it's also a useful generic kind of move. How about a different plan? That's so slow. I would have to go E3, knight E2, knight C1, knight E3 to get to that square, and then he would probably just trade it off anyway. Another plan would be to bring this knight back and play with F3 and E4. Okay, he's hitting 2 pawns. Okay. Let's see, if I defend this pawn and he takes the B pawn, the knight is hanging, so I can't do a trick like rook B8 and chase the queen around. I need to defend the knight. Well, I can play this move for now. It defends the D pawn and hits the or blocks the view, the queen's view of the B pawn. Okay, so let's. Oh, I can't kick that knight, can I? Let's drop back here and see if he wants to trade. This bishop is loose there. And my follow-up move is going to be F3 to kick that knight away. F3 and then play for... okay, let's just trade off that dark squared bishop. That's a good piece of his. And kick the knight away. He trades. And then now D4 is really in the cards, and I can bring my knight back here. E4 rather. E4 is in the cards, and you can't really stop it. And my bishop is temporarily blocked. Okay, so should I play E4 now? Let's see. He takes, I take, he takes. Take with the knight, he takes. I take with the bishop, he takes. Okay, so I do need one more piece here to play E4, don't I? Okay, let's go for it now. Threatening the fork. Okay, so we're going to get this pawn structure where I'll have these 2 pawns. And he has 3 pawns over here. Probably about even. I don't know, maybe my bishop is a little better than his, but we'll see. So I'm already looking at the h2 square, h7 rather. He's checking out the a2 square there. So, I mean, I could play something like queen to h4 check just to see how, not check, queen to h5 with a threat on h7. Or I could play queen to d3 or c2, also with the threat on h7, just to take the pawn. Let's go with the queen to h5 and see how he responds. Goes that way. So yeah, I was wondering, I can sack the bishop here. Bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes, check, and the king has to move. And then I've got 2 pieces hitting the bishop, but it's defended twice too. So where's the king going after the check? The king goes here. I can check again. Yeah, I could lift a rook. If the king goes this way, I can check down here. So bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes, check. I guess the king will go to the corner. I could check again and then lift my rook up. I think I like that. Oh, I lift the rook immediately. I had a misunderstanding about where the queen is. So just lift the rook to here, right? Threatening a mate. What can he do about it? Hey, I don't see a defense here. King has no moves, and he has no easy way to get a piece to h7. I mean, he can lift the rook, but I'll come over with the check, and then when he blocks, I'll just take it. So that's, I think this is a forced mate. He doesn't have any pieces he can move with check. My king is actually, there are no open diagonals towards my king. I mean, it looks kind of open here, but, well, he would have to sack his queen here to get a check in. So pretty much a forced mate at this point. Kind of a nice game. I think I will upload this one, do a post-mortem. I don't know if I will let him let his clock run out. So I may cut out some part of this video, since he's going to be thinking here for a while, perhaps. What did he do? Oh, he sacked the queen for the rook. Okay. So I'll be up the exchange, and his king will be exposed. Okay, let's take back. Doesn't want to admit defeat, eh? Well, I sure hope I can win after this. Let's see. Well, I have a queen for a rook and bishop. Yeah, so I sacked a bishop, won a rook. Oh, well, won the queen for a rook. Okay. So it's not entirely simple. Let's start with the check. I still want to take advantage of his exposed king position, so I wanted to line up here. I wanted to be a little bit careful about how I did this, so that, okay, I can get this check in, drive him to the corner. And then lift this rook up and threaten mate on h4. The king once again has no moves. He can interpose with the rook. He can interpose with the rook. Yeah, so what to do here? The check here. It's not working, huh? Okay, so queen here. Try and play rook f8 check. Just reduce some of the force on the board that way. Then maybe when things have calmed down enough, I can just advance this pawn. He's got two pieces, though, coordinated against that pawn. Okay, so that forces an exchange. Do I have something better than taking? Oh. Okay, so now things seem pretty safe. Let's just take some pawns here. Get a passed pawn over here. You can't stop two passed pawns. I could push these pawns forward as well. Which one should I take? I take this one, I guess, because that gives me two passed pawns. As well as these two on the king side, but I want to keep those as a shield for my king. He can't play rook here, so I can actually just advance this pawn. Yeah, he can't play rook there. He could have played, I realized afterwards, he could have played rook here. But I think I had pushed the pawn, he takes queen with check, and then pick up the rook. So I think that also wins for me. Well, that was a nice game. I'll upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.